Hey YouTube, Kira Twig here, bringing you all an update to my Cyberse Yugioh deck profile for post-Dark Neostorm. Want to do an update to the deck with the release of the newest booster pack. This is also going to be an update to the deck for post the April 2019 ban list. We had Lady Debug hit on the list, so we had to remove the 3 copies we were running and move it down to 1 copy in the deck. Plus, I wanted to basically restructure the deck to work more with Exceed monsters, since we have our new Cyberse Exceed monsters in the pack as well, to fully support that monster as well. The one thing that does stink, though, is that we don't have Firewall Dragon to work with Exceed the best way. So I tried working with what we have in the pack, with all the other cards as well. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with the deck profile. So to start off, we're down to the 1 Lady Debug. For those of you that were along for my Performa Pal deck profiles, this really does feel like Skullcrabat Joker. We reduced the number to 1 with that card plenty of times in that deck. But Lady Debug, when it's normal or special summon, you can add 1 level 3 or lower Cyberse monster from your deck to your hand. You can only use this effect once per turn. So it just helps with our search options. Definitely does affect the deck since it's down to 1. So our searches are sort of hit with this card, but we still have other ones like Signet Backdoor, just to help get this card into our hand quicker with some of our other options available. It definitely did help with the Link summon, being able to search Backup Secretary and then just easily special summon her out onto the field for a Link to play. But like I said, we have to make do with the 1 of now for the deck. For some of the other numbers, just to assist with those plays, I've bumped up Clock Wyvern to 3. When it's normal or special summon, you can have this card's attack, and if you do special summon 1 Clock token, and then you can only use this effect of Clock Wyvern once per turn. But being the fact that Clock Wyvern is also needed for the fusion summon of Cyberse Clock Dragon, that's why I decided to run 3 of this, because when I was testing it out with 2, I didn't really open up this card as much as I wanted to. So just having the 3 number definitely does help, just for that easy token summon, and just giving us that option to have this monster more often to go for the fusion play. Which with this deck, I still tried to incorporate the fusion and the ritual plays as much as I could as well. For additional level 4s, because of the fact that Firewall Exceed Dragon is a rank 4 and needs 2 level 4 monsters to make it. So with Balancer Lord, just by paying 1,000 life points during the main phase, you can normal summon 1 Cyberse monster in addition to your normal summoner set. You can only gain this effect once per turn, and if this card's banished, you can special summon 1 level 4 or lower monster from your hand. You can special summon, not banish it. This card has to be the banished. And you can only use this effect of Bounce Lord once per turn as well. Just easy ways, along with some of our other monsters like Widget Kid, to get a lot of monsters out on the field very, very fast. And with this and Clock Wyvern, you have your 2 level 4s, which, like I said, I upped the numbers of level 4 monsters I run in the deck just to help out for the Exceed play much quicker. For more level 4s, I run 3 Rom Claudia. When it's normal summon, you can target 1 Cyberse monster in your graveyard except Rom Claudia and add it to your hand. And if this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon 1 level 4 lower Cyberse monster from your deck except Rom Claudia. So you have more options with this card, which is definitely why I bumped it up to 3, just for the destruction and the special summon options, and the fact that you can recycle other important Cyberse monsters from your deck with this card as well, just to get them back from the graveyard, special summon them, and then go for more Link plays. And I also run 3 Widget Kid, just for when it's normal or special summon. You can special summon 1 Cyberse monster from your hand in defense. You can only use this effect of Widget Kid once per turn. More Field Swarm, especially with the fact that it is a level 3. I am running Cyberse Reminder as well, just as an additional Exceed option with the deck. So Widget Kid being able to go for that monster definitely does help with this, and also Backup Secretary, which I am also running 3 of. Once you can get another monster on the field with Widget Kid, just being able to special summon Backup Secretary and then overlay those 2 cards for the Exceed play definitely does come in handy for sure. And I was going back and forth between how many versions of Firewall Guardian I wanted to run. I definitely do want to go for 2 to 3, so I would take out the Cyberse Converter for a second copy of Firewall Guardian. If this card is sent to the graveyard as a material for the Link summon of a Cyberse monster, you can special summon this card but banish it when it leaves the field. And when an attack is declared, including your Link monster or your opponent's Link monster, you can banish this card from your graveyard to negate the attack. And if you do, until the end of this turn, the original attack of the opponent's monster becomes 0. And it's also unaffected by other card effects except his own. You can only use each effect of Firewall Guardian once per turn. But the reason I really do like this card in the deck is for the fact that it is meant to set up your Exceed plays and then use it for the Exceed material, for the fact that it'll be set up in the graveyard to use its other play as well, meaning you want it in the graveyard after you special summon it back. So when you use it for the material of an Exceed monster, you just end up sending it to the graveyard, unless, obviously you go for another Link play, which would end up banishing this card. And I also run 2 Bit Trooper, run a good number of lower level Cyberse monsters as well in the deck, just to assist with this special summon. If not, it's just a good 2,000 defense to sit on if you don't open up enough other monsters to make your plays. But we run plenty of monsters, so you shouldn't have that be too much of a problem with the deck. Same goes for Cyberse Gadget, just giving us the token option when it's sent from the field to the graveyard. You can get a gadget token on the field, which definitely does help for your resources, but also being able to target a level 2 or lower monster in your graveyard and special summon it in defense definitely does help as well. For some of the lower numbers, I also run 2 Catch Eve L2. Just for the level reduction, we run plenty of high-level Cyberse monsters to reduce the level to special summon her out. She mostly just assists greatly with the Link plays, for sure, just being an easy special summon with those. And for the one-ofs, I run 1 Ram Clouder, 1 Stack Reviver, 1 Dotscaper, and 1 Link Infraflyer. The Ram Clouder definitely does help for recycling in the graveyard. Stack Reviver giving you more special summon options for other monsters. Dotscaper, just with that scent effect, you get easy special summons, whether it's in the graveyard or your banished. And with your arrows, Link Infraflyer can definitely help with some of your other Link monsters that involve special summoning monsters to their arrows to gain added effects as well. And then lastly, for the monsters, just the 1 Cyberse Magician. The fact that this card in the ritual is searchable with your Cyber Switch is the reason I just run 1 of it. You don't really want to draw it, but go into Cyber Switch with the Link summon of 2 of your monsters and then search this card out to ritual summon out to the field. And that is it for the monsters. We'll now move on to the spells. I have 3 of the Cynet Backdoor. Now, the one card, the Cynet Mining that came out in the Dark Neostorm, is definitely a needed card for this deck for sure. Just for more of a budget type of deck, since the card's definitely going to be sought after. For other decks, I'll show what spells I would take out to replace that card, but for now, 3 Cynet Backdoor, just the banish of one of your monsters to search out another one, then the fact that when you special summon it back gives you the direct attack. Just being able to search, and the fact that this is a quick play is why I like to run 3 of it, but I most likely would readjust the numbers of this card with some of the other spells in the deck for how many Cynet Mining I wanted to run as well. I also run 1 Cynet Ritual and 1 Cynet Fusion for the ritual plays, and for the fusion plays, obviously, you run plenty of the Link monster options, so you want to search these cards out. You never really want to have to draw them when you can, since the Link monsters give you easy search options with these cards. I also run 1 one-time passcode, just an easy special summon of a token to the field for your plays as well. And then for more special summon from the graves, I run 2 World Legacy Succession. This card just helps. You have plenty of options with your Link arrows, just giving more resources back on the field, or other Link monsters as well to use with some of your other monster effects. And the 1 Monster Reborn, basically the same concept, just not limited to your Link arrows with this one. And also 1 Golden Sarcophagus, the banish with your, basically, your Balancer Lord is your main key go-to with this card. And also, to finish up the main deck, the 1 Foolish Burial. This is just to set up some of your other monsters in the graveyard to use. I especially like using Dotscaper with this card just for the graveyard scent and special, and then you can go into Link Karibo for a lot of your plays. Now, the one thing I don't have in this deck, and if you did want to run, is the tuner for the Synchro. I just didn't have enough room to run all the options for Cyberse Quantum Dragon in the deck. If you wanted to mix around, you can try taking out one of the other one-ofs in the deck for the Cyberse tuner, Cyberse Synchron. one. You can pick basically between these four which one you'd want to remove for that, and then we'll also decide what other X-Deck monster you would want to remove for Quantum Dragon. As for the Signet Mining, if you get the cards, I would suggest taking out the one-time passcode, one of the Signet backdoors, and either one of the World Legacy Successions or the Foolish Burial. If you wanted to run between 2 to 3 numbers, these would be the cards I would recommend taking out for that card. And that is it for the main deck. We'll now move on to the extra deck. I run the 1 Link Karibo. You have plenty of level 1 options with your tokens or your Dotscape or you name it. Just having this card in the graveyard for that option definitely does come in handy. Also, the 1 Link Disciple, just more of your plays to go for sure, with this card having that draw power as well with its Link Arrow. And I also run 1 Clock Spartoy and 1 Cyberse Witch. We talked about these cards plenty enough. Set up for your Cyberse Clock Dragon and your Cyberse Magician, your Fusion and Ritual plays. The Link monsters, the fact that they search out your cards, not having the need to draw them, is another key reason I run these cards. Very, very important for searching out those cards. Never like to draw them, that's for sure. I also run 1 Backup Supervisor with all the backup secretaries. Having this Link Monster option available definitely does come in handy for your plays, for sure, for your Link 2s. I also run 1 Honeybot and 1 Security Dragon and 1 Update Jammer for the other Link 2s in the deck. And I also run for the Code Talkers 1 Transcode Talker, 1 Xcode Talker, and 1 Decode Talker for your ones to go for. I definitely do like the Transcode and the Xcode play. It definitely does come up a lot with a bunch of my different monsters, just that I can easily special summon out to the field. Now, before we get to the other monsters, I run the 1 Topologic Bomber Dragon. This is for the fact that you need a Link 4 monster to work with Firewall Exceed Dragon. We are getting a new Cyberse Link 4 in the Dark Neostorm booster pack, so if you have that monster, you can definitely run that one instead of Bomber Dragon. You just need an option, since Firewall is banned at the moment, to run instead of any of your other cards to, fully use your Firewall Exceed Dragon. And if you were to run Cyberse Quantum Dragon, I would suggest taking out the Honeybot to put in that Synchro monster into the extra deck. But for the Exceed monsters, I have the 1 Firewall Exceed Dragon in the deck. You need 2 or more level 4 monsters. The Exceed Summon card gains 500 attack times the total Link rating of Link monsters linked to this card. And you can detach 2 Exceed material from this card, then target 1 Link 4 Cyberse Link monster in your graveyard, special summon it to your field, so this card points to it. Also, you cannot special summon monsters other than monsters or attack directly for the rest of this turn. So it's more of a key offense attack play. Being able to get back your Link 4 monster definitely does help. Just be careful. You don't want to summon Bomber Dragon, then summon this card here for the Link, because it'll destroy this card. You want to have already gone into Bomber Dragon and then have it, special summon back to Firewall Exceed Dragon. Like I said, with its arrows, it's definitely tricky, but the most plausible play to go for sure. And I also run the 1 Cyberse Reminder, which we already spoke of, just easy with the 2 level 3 monsters, and then for a lot of your other setup with the deck for sure to go into Firewall Exceed Dragon. And lastly, the Cyberse Clock Dragon, just for the fusion plays with all the Link monsters and the spell that we've already spoken of also. Just a very powerful fusion monster to go into for sure. But that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Definitely happy that we finally got Firewall Exceed Dragon. Definitely opens up a lot of options just for how you want to build these decks. I always like trying to see just how much I can use for one fun Cyberse deck all together with all the different summoning aspects. But like I said, if you want to mix in the Synchro, you definitely have cards you can take out to fit it into the extra deck and main deck as well. But until next time, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and Kira Twig out.